It's kind of hot. Hi, Nina. Hi, Camille. How's it going? All right, cool. So we're just gonna wait a couple more minutes. We'll probably start at like 2:01. It looks like I'm having to admit everyone from the waiting room. So we'll give it a couple minutes and just make sure everyone gets admitted. What's up, Bonnie? Happy Tuesday. All right, cool. So if you guys have any props that you want to use, today's all lower body. You won't need any props, but if you want to add a mini band or any like dumbbells, if you want, you can totally feel free to add those in just at your own discretion. And then again, I'll just wait 2 more minutes and get started. There's Jen. Looks like I have to manually add everyone today. So I just want to make sure that everyone gets in because once I start the workout, I won't be able to see. There's Lindsay. Cool. So if you want to keep your cameras off or on, totally up to you. I'm not going to be watching you. I'll be doing the whole workout with you to demonstrate. So if you ever need any just like visual feedback, go ahead and just check out my screen. I'll be doing everything with you. And then during the transitions, there'll be 15 seconds between each exercise where I will show you the next variation. So just listen for my countdowns. I'll always count you down for how many seconds we have left. And then once I get close to 3, 2, 1, just go ahead and peek at my screen and I'll show you the next one. We'll wait about 1 or 2 more minutes. And then again, if you missed that intro, if you would like to add any mini bands or weights to this workout, you can. Again, the workouts are always designed without any props. So if you don't have anything, don't feel like you're missing out. You don't need them. I do it all without props and they're great. But if you do want to add a little extra intensity, you totally can. And cool, Jen's here. Awesome, you guys. I'm going to wait 1 more minute and we'll get started. Okay, cool. It's 2:01. We'll go ahead and get started. So again, it's going to be 45-second intervals with 15 seconds in between. I'll show you the first one before we begin. We're going to do a squat to chest expansion. So I'm going to face the side, feet hip distance. We're going to squat down, and then when we come up, you're just pulling the arms all the way back behind you. You want to try not to arch the back. You're staying really tight through the core. So just a squat, and then we're going to pull those arms straight back. I'm going to start the timer, and we will begin in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So we're going to squat down, reaching the arms forward, and then rise up, pull the arms back. Inhale as you lower, and then exhale, come up, squeeze your sit bones together. We're hinging at the hips, so you're reaching your sit bones back as your arms go forward, and then rise up as if you're trying to high-five that wall behind you. Take a peek at your feet, make sure that they're parallel. So you want the toes pointing straight forward, and then you're trying to get as low as you can without letting your back arch or round. We have about 15 seconds here. Squeeze your shoulder blades together as you come to standing. And let's go for 1 more rep. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so the next one's going to be a sumo position, legs wide. I'm going to go to prayer position. We lower down and we pulse it for 3, 2, 1, and then we rise up. So we have 3 pulses at the bottom, and we start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Down and pulse it for 3, 2, 1, and then rise up, release the arms, and we pulse for 3, 2, 1, and then rise up. So as you go down, that doesn't count as your pulse. You go up, down, and then all the way up. So see, I'm hinging at the hips, my butt goes back a little bit, and I'm in this diagonal position, and then rise back up to vertical. Hips back, and then pulse for 3, 2, 1, and rise up. Inhale down, exhale, pulse, 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 and rise. 5 seconds, let's do one more. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, we have curtsy lunges. We're just gonna pick a side. We're gonna stay on that same leg. So I'm gonna step this left leg back, both knees bend, and then come back up to hip distance. We start that in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Cross one leg back, hip distance apart as you rise. So I'm transferring the weight into this front leg as I step back, and then equally distributing the weight as I come up. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. So I'm hinging here. I want that diagonal position with the spine as I go down. So I'm not upright. My chest goes forward a little bit and my hips go back. You can really do any arms you want. I like coming to prayer and down. Moving the arms is gonna get your heart rate up a little bit more. If you wanna stay at prayer, you can do that. If you wanna go forward and down, you can do that as well. 5 seconds, and we're just gonna switch the legs. In 3, 2, 1, go ahead and rest. We're gonna put that opposite leg forward. I'm gonna tilt this up. It bugs me when my head is cut off. I know you guys don't care, but it's awkward. Okay, we're gonna start the other side in 5 seconds. So now my left leg's planted. 3, 2, 1, inhale, step it back. Exhale, back up. Inhale down, and exhale, back up. So same thing here. I'm trying to get my back knee down to tap the ground and then come back up. Hinge at the hips. So you're in a diagonal position at the bottom, and then shooting back up to a tall standing position at the top. Inhale down, exhale up. Keep the core muscles engaged. That's gonna help to protect the low back so that we're not arching at all. We're moving that whole spine as one unit. 10 seconds here. And we're gonna do a lateral lunge to one side. So this workout's gonna be, I think it's like 21 exercises that we repeat twice. We have 3, 2, and 1. So instead of short blocks, we're doing the whole thing 2 times. The next one's a lateral lunge. We step out to one side. Oh, lateral lunge to balance, my bad. So we're gonna twist and then come up and balance. We'll start that in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So I'm gonna step out to the right, bend the right leg, come up, find tabletop with that right leg. My left hand taps down as I step out to the right. And that arm does not need to tap all the way to the floor. If you feel your back rounding at all, just come up a little bit higher so that you can really keep that spine straight. So your chest stays up and you're kind of twisting towards the leg that you're stepping onto. So I transfer the weight into the right leg and then shift back onto the left leg. Inhale, step out. Exhale, come up. Looking down towards the mat as I step out, and then looking straight forward to eye level as I rise. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. We'll do the other side. 10 seconds. And get ready to start on that left side. Lateral lunge. This one's really targeting the inner thighs. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. So now we step out to the other side. Come up, find your balance. So my arms kind of windmill around. I'm taking that right up to the ceiling and then tapping it towards the front corner of my mat. So I'm reaching like at least 8 to 10 inches in front of my standing foot. If I go too close to the body, the back has to round. So by reaching forward really far in front of you, it helps to keep your spine lengthened. Let the neck follow your spine. Inhale, look to the left. Exhale, look back center. This one's gonna get your heart rate up with all the high to low movements. Feel that big stretch in the inner thighs. The further you step out, the bigger stretch you're gonna get. You have 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, next one. We have a reverse lunge. Pulse, kick through. Reverse lunge, pulse, and kick. I'll step back so you can see my leg for that kick. We start in 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna step the right leg back, pulse one time, and then kick straight forward. Step back, pulse, kick straight forward. You can exhale when you come up, and inhale when you step back. Again, hinging at the hip, so my butt goes back and down, and then my hips rise up and kick forward. So a lot of stability in that left ankle, or whichever leg is your front leg. That's the one doing most of the work. When you kick forward, you're flexing the quad, feeling your thighs engage. Working hip flexors and quads on this leg, and then the glute and quad on the opposite leg. Keep going, we have 5, 4, 3, let's do one more rep, 2, and 1. So same thing, we'll just switch sides. Now I'm gonna step the left leg back, do one pulse, and then come up, kick that leg straight forward. Any arms that feel right to you. We'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Step back, pulse, come up, kick that leg through. Step back, pulse it, kick the leg forward. So you want to look down, just like right above your fingertips as you lunge down, and then back up to eye level as you kick forward. Drive through the heel of your front foot when you come up to standing. And keep breathing deep, pulse it, and kick through. We have about 15 seconds left here. We have one more exercise standing, and then we're gonna hit the mat. Pulse it, kick it through. 7 seconds, let's see if we can get 2 more reps in. Step back real deep, we have 3, 2, 1. Okay, next one's the kickstand position. So I'm gonna put my left foot forward, right leg is my kickstand, so it's weightless and the leg is bent. I have 1 squat and 1 deadlift. So the first one is the knees moving. The second one is the hips moving. Go ahead and start. Inhale, squat down. Exhale, rise up. Inhale, hinge. Exhale, rise up. This is a great one to add weights or resistance bands if you have them. Remember, if you've got props, it's on you to add them on if you would like. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. So my front leg has the majority of my weight. Think of it as like 80-20. So your front leg has 80% of the weight, back leg has 20 or less. It's a good way to make it a unilateral exercise without having to actually lift the back leg. So it's there to help you keep your hips square, but it's not really taking much of your weight. 3, 2, 1, and we'll switch sides. So now my right leg goes forward, left leg goes back, and you'll see my back leg is maybe like a palm distance away from my front leg. So you want to step it back a little bit. We'll start in 3, 2, and 1. Same thing here. 1 squat, rise up, and 1 deadlift, and come back up. Inhale down, exhale, rise. Inhale down, exhale, rise. Keep the core muscles active, especially as you come up to your standing position. You want to think of slightly squeezing your ribs and hips together at the top and keeping a neutral spine as you go down, either into the hinge or into the squat. Both of them are a neutral curve in that low back, and then you're kind of tucking that space away as you come up. Inhale down, exhale up. And just make sure that back leg is weightless. The longer we're here and the more tired the front leg gets, the more the back one's going to try to cheat and take over. We have 3, 2, 1. Okay, we have a wall bridge. So I'm going to lie down. You can put your feet against a wall, or if you have like a bench or an ottoman or something like that, we're going to roll up into an articulating bridge in 3, and 2, and 1. Here we go. So I'm going to plant the elbows and I roll up through the spine 1 bone at a time. Inhale at the top. And exhale, roll back down. Now, if you don't have a wall accessible or a couch or something like that, you can totally do these with your feet on the ground. The point is just to move through every bone of your spine 1 by 1, really slow. Now, if you are on a wall, you're driving through all 4 corners of the feet evenly. So your heels, toes, inner and outer arches are all planted into the wall. I'm squeezing my sit bones together at the top. You can go T-Rex arms, or you can go straight arms. You're looking straight up at the ceiling to maintain the neck alignment. And again, you're only rolling up to the mid-back, no higher. We want to avoid coming up onto the neck. Go ahead and rest. That was our 45 seconds. Next one, we just add a pulse. So we're going to roll up a little faster. 1 pulse, and then roll back down. We roll up, take one pulse, and back down. We start that in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Exhale, roll up, one little tuck, and then articulate down. So the articulation is the same movement we did on the first set, it's just faster. Roll up, pulse it, and roll down. Roll up, one pulse, and roll down. This is another great one if you've got a mini band, throw it around those thighs, it will give you a little extra resistance. And keep going here. We're about halfway there. We have 20 seconds left. We'll go through one more bridging variation, and then we are going into some side lying glute stuff. So in case you missed the intro, all of this workout today is lower body. And we have 5 seconds here. Let's do one more. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so for the next one, I'm gonna hover one leg off my wall. I'm gonna roll up, come down, switch the legs. Roll up, come down, switch the legs. Again, these are pretty fast, and I'm only going to the mid-back, not all the way onto the neck. We start in 3, 2, 1. Lift one foot. Roll up, roll down, switch the feet. Roll up, roll down, switch the feet. Try to make the transition from right leg to left leg quick, but avoid letting your hips tilt off to one side. So you want to keep your hip bones level the entire time, and do this as quickly as you can maintain that stability in your pelvis. Roll up, roll down, switch. Squeeze your butt as you come up. This one's great for hamstrings, glutes, and even a little bit of inner thigh action. You may notice that your foot wants to rotate inward. So to keep that leg in parallel, kind of recruits the inner thighs as well. We have 7 seconds here. We're gonna go side lying in 3, 2, and 1. Choose a side, any side, doesn't matter which one. You're gonna lie on your side. First one, we are going to, I'm gonna flex the foot. I'm gonna bend and straighten the leg 4 times. Then I'm gonna pulse the straight leg up 4 times. So it's 4 and 4. The first one I bend and straighten, it's real small. In 3, 2, 1. So we press, 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 and pulse it 4. 3, 2, 1. Bend, press, bend, press, bend, press, bend, press, pulse it 4, 3, 2, and 1. Little bend, push, bend, push. 4 of those. After 4, you pulse it. Your foot is flexed the whole time. Just alternate those 2 movements without letting your side body shorten or change shape. Nothing moves except your leg. 4 pulses up. The weight of the foot's parallel to the ceiling, and then 4 little tiny knee bends. They're small. You're focusing more on the push than the bend. Up for 4, and then bend. We have 4, 3, 2, and one more exercise from this position. My knees are together. Side clams, everyone's favorite. We're gonna lift up, rotate the leg, and then come back down. So my feet and my knees separate as I lift the bottom hip, and then I rotate down. We start that in 3, 2, and 1. So I'm pushing into the bottom knee and elbow to lift my hips up. At the same time, I lift my top leg and rotate the knee up to the ceiling and the heel down to face the floor. So a lot of movements going on here. I have hip extension, I have hip adduction, and we're here for just about 25 seconds. So I'm pushing down into that bottom arm. Exhale to lift up, inhale to come down. Control the movements, hold up at the top for a second. I'm really feeling the bottom leg working to lift me up, and then I'm feeling the top like side hip area to rotate that leg externally. We're here for just 5 seconds. We're gonna repeat these 2 exercises on the other side. In 3, 2, 1, go ahead and switch sides. First one, we bend, press. Remember, it's a little tiny knee bend, and then we pulse it. So little bend, big press, more focus on the push. We're here in 5. Flex your foot, elevate the leg. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Bend, press, bend, press, bend, press, bend, press. Now lift 4, 3, 2, and 1. Little bend, big push. Little bend, big push. 2 more. And then pulse it. Now when you bend the leg, you want your foot to go forward a little bit. Your foot goes forward towards the front of your mat, knee goes forward, and then we pulse it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend, push, keep the core tight. 4 of these guys, keep the foot parallel to the ceiling, and then we pulse it for 4. 10 seconds, bend, press, small movements, drag that heel through the wall, and pulse it for 4. 3, 2, 1. We have 5 seconds. Try to get 4 more bend presses. And after that 4th one, let it rest. Okay, side clam on the other side. So I'm in this forearm plank position, my elbows down like I'm gonna go up into a plank, but as I do that, I'm gonna rotate my top leg up in 5 seconds. Get ready, butt is back, you're gonna shoot it forward at the top in 3, 2, 1, hips go forward, top leg rotates, and then I lower down. So my hips are going forward as I lift, and then they're kind of shifting back as I lower. Hips to the front of the mat, and hips to the back of the mat. So I'm pushing into the bottom knee more than I'm pushing into the foot. There's really not a whole lot of weight onto the bottom foot at all. 20 seconds here. It's a great one for hip mobility. Great one to strengthen those glutes. We have 15 seconds here. We're going quadruped, that is hands and knees next. We have just 4 more exercises, then we'll repeat the whole workout again. We have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so hands and knees. Again, pick a leg, any leg. We are going to flex the foot. We go up, down, out, and in. Up, down, out, and in. We start in 4 seconds. This is a really good one to do with the band if you have it. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Lift, lower, rotate out to the side, come back down. Keep your foot flexed the whole time. Make sure that your back is not arching at all. The only thing moving right now is my right leg. Up, down, out, and in. So I'm keeping a 45-degree angle at the knee joint the entire time. So I'm just slightly squeezing my heel towards my butt so it's not too far away from me. I'm feeling this in both legs, the working one and the stabilizing one. Push away from the mat so that we're not sinking into the wrists or the shoulders. And then lift your belly button up off your shirt, keep the core tight. We have 5 seconds. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Next one is really similar, but we're gonna circle. So I'm gonna circle one way, I'm gonna come down, and then I'm gonna circle the other way. So I'm alternating. I'm gonna go out and around, and then I go up and around. We start that in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Take it out like a hydrant, up to the ceiling, and then hover the knee above the mat. Then go straight up to the ceiling, out to the side, and back to hover. Out and around, and then start up and around. So you're alternating directions. This is the last exercise on this leg. We'll repeat those 2 in this position on the opposite leg, and then that's the 21 exercises. We'll repeat them again one more time through. 15 seconds here. Also, you guys, if you ever want to do these workouts again, if you liked them or if for any reason you have to like leave early, they're all posted on YouTube if you type in Studio Reform Pilates. And you can all do these workouts whenever you want. They're all recorded. We have 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. Okay, we're going to switch sides. So now we go again. Up, down, out, and in. Looking straight down to the mat. Second side in 4. Flex your foot. 3, 2, and 1. So we lift straight to the ceiling. Lower down. Rotate out and down. Lift it up and down and out and in. So my hips are really square. Nothing is moving except this left leg. Shoulders square, neck is long. So the longer we're in this position, a few things may start to happen. You may notice that head tries to round down. You want to lift your chin up and look right, like maybe 2-3 inches in front of your hands. Another thing that happens is the back will start to arch. If you notice that's happening, just make the range of motion smaller and try to really recruit your abdominal muscles more to help with that spinal stability. 5 seconds, we'll take a rest in 4, 3, 2, and rest. Okay, next one, we're gonna circle one way. We're gonna hover the knee right above the mat and then reverse directions. Everything else stays the same. We'll start this last exercise before we repeat the workout in 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna go up, out, and down, and then out, up, and down. So this knee never actually touches the mat. It's gonna hover, and then I circle out and around. This left side for me is always a lot harder to keep the hips square in the back from arching. So I'm gonna go a little slower and just notice how my leg's really not lifting that high. If I lift too high, the back's gonna arch, and then a lot of other things are taking over for the glutes. You wanna really keep this into the hips, keep it into the glutes. So sometimes a smaller, more controlled, focused movement is gonna be a lot more effective than a huge range of motion where we're swaying those hips around. We have 5 seconds. We're gonna come back onto our feet, going to the beginning of the sequence. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, up on your feet, we have a squat to chest expansion. So hip distance, back to the beginning. We squat, rise up, pull the arms back, and repeat. And we'll start that in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Inhale to squat. Exhale, come up, drive those arms back. Inhale down. Exhale up, pull the palms back. Breathe in on the way down. Breathe out as you come up. High five that wall behind you as you rise to standing. Inhale as you lower. Exhale, lift and pull back. These are slow. You're squeezing your glutes as hard as you can at the top before you come back down into that squat. The lower you go, the more the backside stretches, which makes those muscles have to work harder to bring you back up. So deeper range of motion will recruit more muscles here. But again, you want to keep good, clean form. That's your #1 goal. You have 5 seconds. Get ready to rest in 3, 2, 1. Next one is a sumo squat. I'll show you from the side. Legs are wide. I'm going to come down, pulse it for 3, 2, 1, and then rise up. We start that in 5 seconds. Legs wide, toes and knees out at 45, not all the way at 90, just 45. Go ahead and start. We lower down and pulse for 3, pulse it down for 2 and 1, and then rise up. You can release the arms. Inhale down and exhale, pulse, 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 and then rise. Notice how on the second round through, you're like way deeper into this squat, getting a little more open through the hips, getting deeper range of motion. 3, 2, 1, and rise. Remember, when you go down, that doesn't count as a pulse. You have 3 more after that. 3, 2, 1, and rise. So we lower and then pulse. 3, 2, 1. Think of tucking the ribs and hips slightly together at the top. And we have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, curtsy lunges. I'm going to start on my left leg this time. I'm going to step the right leg back, bend the knee, tap it down, and come back up. I want my left foot parallel. Mine always wants to turn out, so you want to double check that. We start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Step one leg back, and then come up hip distance. So I'm shifting most of my weight into the front leg, and then equally distributing the weight as I come back up. Any arms you want. You can reach forward and down. You can add weights. You can add a band around those thighs. If you have props, use them. Inhale down, exhale up. We have 20 seconds to go here. See if you can step that leg back a little bit further. Same thing here. So the lower you go in the lunge, the more this front glute has to stretch, so the harder it has to work to come back to your start position. 8 seconds here. We'll rest and then switch sides. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and switch. I mean rest. Just kidding. Rest first, then switch. Okay, 10 seconds. This workout's really hard for me today. I think it's probably because I just woke up. I just took a really awesome nap. We have 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Step the left leg back. Come up, hip distance apart. Inhale, step it back. And exhale, come back up. All right, so we're stepping the back leg pretty far. It's like a foot away from the front heel. Step it back, tap the knee, and come back up. Notice my hips are still pointing forward, so I'm not really rotating the body. I'm just crossing the legs. My torso stays forward the whole time. Inhale down, exhale up. Check your standing leg, make sure that you're parallel. Sometimes your legs really like to turn out. Try to get that knee to go straight forward. 10 seconds left. We're gonna go lateral lunge to balance. Keep those core muscles tight so that we're not arching into the low back as we come down. You're kind of tucking those hips and ribs to the top. We have 3, 2, 1. Okay, next one, I'm gonna start to the left again. I'm gonna go lateral lunge, nice flat back, and then come up and balance. So from the side, it looks like this. Just make sure that we're not rounding. We keep that chest up. We start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Step out to the left. Come up, balance on the right leg, and do it again. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, come up, find your balance. So I'm feeling the inner thighs stretch as I step out into the lunge, and then I'm squeezing this right glute to come up and find my balance. As I come to tabletop, this left hip flexor muscle, these left hip flexor muscles are shortening, they're engaging, so I'm working the front of the hip as well. We have 15 seconds to go here. Inhale, step it out. Exhale, bring it up. Good, you guys. Nice balance work. We have 10 seconds to go. Notice how the arms kind of windmill around. Adding arms is going to get the heart rate up more and give you just a little upper body work. We have 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. We'll switch sides. So now we step out to the opposite side. Same thing, come up. Find your balance. You want to look towards the hand as you twist. And remember, you don't have to go all the way down. If your back is rounding, just stay up here. 3, 2, 1. There it is. Step it out. Come up. Find your balance. Inhale, step it out. Exhale, back. So this second round through is going to be the last time you do each exercise. See if you can challenge yourself. Again, maybe add that prop, maybe just increase your range of motion, maybe take it slower, maybe take it faster. Find something that makes it more challenging for you than the first round through. 15 seconds here. All right, last 10, let the neck follow the spine. When you come to standing, ground down through all 4 corners of that standing foot. And we have 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we have the reverse lunge pulse kick. I'm gonna step the left leg back, pulse it, and then kick the leg forward. My toes are pointed when I kick. Back leg bends, we pulse once, and then kick forward. We start at 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Bend the back leg, pulse once, and kick forward. Reverse lunge, pulse, kick forward. So now my right leg is the working one. Most of the work is in the right leg. My left leg is working as I kick through. Again, I'll feel the quads and the hip flexor muscles. So the front of this left leg engages as I kick forward, and the back of that standing leg engages. Pulse it and kick it over halfway. Keep all 4 corners of that standing foot down, flat onto the floor. All 5 toes are rooted. Hinge, diagonal position, rise up, vertical position. We have 7 seconds. Try to get 2 more reps. We'll switch sides in 3, 2, 1, rest. Catch your breath, grab some water, and we'll do the other side. 10 seconds. You start in 5. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Step it back, pulse it, and kick it forward. Hinge at the hip joint. So remember, you're not upright as you go down. You want to come into that little diagonal position. Hips go back, chest goes forward, and kick it through. Whew. A lot of balance work today. We have 1 more exercise standing. Standing exercises are going to get your heart rate up more. You're going to burn a little more calories because your whole body is working here. You're further up off the ground. When we lie down and kneel, we have a little more stability. So it's going to be more core work with a little less heart rate. We're here for 8 seconds. Let's get 2 more. And we have 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, next one's kickstand position. So we're going to start with the right leg forward, left leg is your kickstand. We have 1 squat, that's all knees. We have 1 deadlift, that's all hips. We'll do this one from the side so you can see the alignment. We start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Inhale, squat. Exhale, rise. Inhale, hinge. Exhale, rise. Breathe in, get low. Breathe out, rise up, and then stick your butt back and rise up. So with my back leg, my kickstand leg, I have just the big toe and like a little bit of the second toe touching the ground. The rest of them are actually lifted. So my knee is turned out, and that helps me to keep my hips square. Your leg may be parallel, and that's totally cool. Just make sure that that back leg has very little weight in it. Keep the abdominals engaged. Remember, you are not probably, most likely not going all the way down to the ground. If your back is rounding, you come up higher. The most important part is that your spine stays straight. Go ahead and rest. That was 45 seconds. We'll do the other side. So left foot forward, right foot back. Again, notice how my legs turned out, but my hips are still square. We start in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Lower down, rise up, big hip hinge, and come down. So I reach forward for the squat. That helps me to keep the chest up and the spine long. And then I'm reaching down for the deadlift or the hinge, reaching maybe like a palm distance in front of my standing foot. Again, if I'm reaching too close to the body, my back will have to round. So reaching forward helps your spine to stay long as you go into that hinge. For the deadlift part, think of closing a car door with your butt. You're pushing it back and then tucking forward at the top. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. We have about 5 seconds. Let's go 1 more round. In 3, 2, 1. Wall bridge. If you have a wall, put your feet on it. If you have a couch, an ottoman, a chair, something like that, go for it. Otherwise, feet are on the mat. We roll up. First set is slow. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Exhale, roll up. Hold at the top, inhale, and then exhale, roll back down. Breathe in at the bottom. So as I come down, I'm finding a little neutral arch in my low back. And then when I come up, I have to tuck that space first. Gently pressing the low back down is the first movement of the spine. As I do that, I'm recruiting those deep abdominal muscles. So think of your abs, your pelvic floor muscles, and even your glutes all engaging before you even roll up. Keep them squeezed the whole way down, and then at the very bottom, release, find that little neutral arch. Exhale, curl up. Inhale at the top. See if you can go a little higher without putting any more strain on the neck. So go ahead and rest. That was so fast. Rest, you're going to add the pulse. So the next one, we roll up a little quicker. We pulse once and then roll right back down. We'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we roll up and pulse and roll down. A little faster. Roll up, tuck, and roll down. So still in articulation, but it's a quicker tempo. Keep the knees right over the middle toes. Cool thing here, if you're on the walls, you can see what your legs are doing. You can see if your knees flare out, if they flare in. You want to keep them pointing straight upward. I like this T-Rex arm position. You can do open palms or closed fists. I like it because you can kind of push down into the elbows. It keeps you from sliding back, and it gives you just a little more stability. It helps me to keep my hips square. Most of us have one hip that's like maybe a little bit higher, and this is a good kind of position to help you find more of a centered square position. We have 3, 2, 1, go ahead and rest. Next one, we're gonna hover one leg off the wall. My leg is still bent. You can go straight if you want. We're gonna roll up, come down, switch, alternating sides. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last set of bridging. Roll up, roll down, switch. Roll up, roll down, switch. Now again, I want your hips to stay level. So that is the main reason why I'm not lifting super high. 1, to protect the neck. 2, to actually keep the hips square. You could easily go way higher into a bridge, but chances are the hips will tip off to one side and we'll feel some more pressure onto the upper back of the neck. We want to avoid all that. Keep it more of like a moderate range of motion, just to mid-back, and really focus on squeezing your butt as you come up. Glutes and abs, they're all part of the core. They're all working and getting stronger here. Try to place your foot down on the same spot each time. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, side lying is next. I'm going to start on the other side. So I'll put my right elbow down. This one, we're going to flex the foot. We bend, press 4 times, and then we pulse it 4 times. Stay lifted off the mat. You're pushing down to lift you up. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Bend, press, bend, press, bend, press, bend, press. Now pulse up, 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 and up. Now for that pulse up, really check in with the space between the top rib and hip and make sure that it does not shorten. Again, we can easily lift that leg way higher, but then the spine will start moving, the hips will start moving. We don't want to move anything but the leg, so they're small, controlled movements. 4 and 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. We have about 10 seconds. Keep going. Drive that heel all the way past the edge of your mat 4 times, then pulse it up 4 times. We have 5 seconds. Try to get in 4 more knee bends. 3, 2, 1. Okay, side clams next. So knees together, feet together. Same position with the rest of the body. We're going to lift up, separate the knees and feet, and then come back down. Bring the legs back together. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Lift up, rotate that leg up, and come back down. Hips go forward at the top, and hips go back at the bottom. If you start to feel a lot of stress on this bottom shoulder, think of really pushing down into the elbow and lifting out of the shoulder first before you even lift. There's not a whole lot of weight onto this arm. It's all in my legs here. So your legs are working to lift you. You're just gently pushing into the elbow. Make sure we're not collapsing into the shoulder. If the neck is fatiguing, look down towards the ground as you lower, and then you can look up to the ceiling as you lift. That will also give you a little more rotation in your body, which is totally fine with this. We are here for 5 seconds. Keep going. I know these ones suck. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Let's switch sides. So we bend, press 4 times, lift, lower 4 times. For that bend, I'll show you from the side. See how my foot goes forward a little bit and then straight out to the side. So not all the way here, it's a small bend in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Bend, press, bend, press, bend, press, bend, press, and lift, 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 and lift. So I noticed that with these bend presses, my body really wants to move. So I'm gonna put my hand right here, like holding my ribs and hips together, so that space can't shorten. Sometimes giving yourself that tactile feedback, just holding your body in place or feeling that it wants to move, is a helpful way to keep it stable. If you don't know what's happening, how can we fix it, right? We have 15 seconds. Pulse, 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 and bend, press, bend, press. Keep going. We have 7 seconds to go. Try to get 4 more in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it rest. Oh my gosh, side clamps one more time. And then we are in quadruped. We have like 5 minutes left of this workout. It's gonna go by super fast. Okay, in 5, side clamps. Press into the elbow, lift out of the shoulder. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Lift up, rotate, and come back together. Exhale, lift up, leg rotates, and then come down. Your hips go forward as you rise, they go back as you lower. So that kind of causes my body to rotate a little bit. That is okay. You can add in rotation, looking up and looking down as well. That's actually gonna make it a little bit more intense. Both variations are cool. Try them both. See which one you feel your legs working the most. I feel this again into both legs. The top, like side butt and hip, are working to rotate this leg out, and the bottom, glute max and glute medius work because I'm lifting and pushing forward at the same time. So multiple muscles are required to work to do this movement. A lot of things happening here. We have 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, quadruped, hands and knees. I'm gonna start with my left leg because I did the right on the first side. I always like to keep it even. We are going out, in, up, down, in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we hydrant and hover, and then lift the foot straight up and hover. It's out and in and up and down. Out and in and up and down. Okay, so everything is still except this leg that's moving. Keep it at 90 degrees. So especially when you go out to the hydrant, I like to kind of look out to the side for a rep or 2 and make sure you can see your foot outside your knee. Your shin bone should be parallel to that wall beside you. A lot of times the heel likes to come too close to the butt and the knee is going out to the side, but the foot's not coming with you. That's a sneaky way of your body cheating and make it easier. So you're gonna challenge yourself to keep that 90. We have 3, 2, 1, rest. If your glutes are on fire, sit back, take a child's pose, maybe rock your hips from side to side. That's a good stretch for those side butt muscles. We're gonna go circles and reverse in 4, 3, 2, here we go. So I'm gonna go up, out, come down to hover, and then go out, up, and come down to hover. Keep pushing up away from the mat. Now, if you have any knee injuries or sensitivities, you can definitely do these quadruped exercises standing in a hinged forward position. So basically you want your spine parallel to the ceiling, but you can totally do these standing up with your hands on like a wall or a chair or something like that. And then if you have any wrist sensitivities, first I want you to really focus on pushing away from the mat because there should not be a whole lot of weight on your wrists if you're using the rest of your body. But if that's not helping, you just come down to the forearms and you can modify there as well. There's always ways that you can modify. We have just 5 seconds. Keep working. We're going to switch sides in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So again, if you want to do it standing, I'll show you real quick. You're just going to hinge. You can put your hands flat on a wall and do them here. It's actually going to work your standing leg a little more because you're higher off the ground. Okay, we go up and out in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Flex the foot, lift up, down, out, and in. Lift up, down, out, and in. Okay, keep your gaze forward of your hands. I'm looking like 3, 4 inches in front of my fingertips. Keep the foot flexed and bent at 90 degrees. Be mindful of that low back. That's probably the #1 thing I see with this position is the low back arching. So I want you to think of a plank position. Your core is still tight, your abs are drawing up and in. You go lifting your belly button up to the ceiling. That'll help you to recruit those abdominal muscles which stabilize your low back. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. We have one more exercise, guys, almost there. We're going to circle one way and then reverse it, going the other way. Last 45 seconds of work. In 5, in 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Out to the side, up to the ceiling, lower down to hover, and then go up, out, and bring it in. As you go out to the side, take a peek at your foot for 1 or 2 reps. Make sure you can see your toes, you can see your foot. Out, up, and down. This one's great to lubricate the hip joint and strengthen all the muscles surrounding the hip, creating strong, healthy hips and strong, healthy glutes. We're also working the upper body as we push away from the mat. You can feel the muscles underneath the armpits and along the side bodies working. We've got the serratus muscles. You have a little lat activation with that push up. You can feel some core work here as you lift the belly button off the shirt. And we're here for just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. We're going to take a quick stretch. I'm going to open my knees but keep the toes together. Sit the hips back onto the heels and rest your forehead down onto your mat. Stretch out the back. Take some weight off those wrists. This is also opening up the glute. Okay, let's shift forward into quadruped again, hands and knees. Keep your abdominals gently engaged, and we're going to gently reach the sit bones back and the sternum forward. Now on this exercise, I want you to make sure that we're not sinking down into the shoulders or excessively arching. I'm still pushing away from the mat. And then I'm going to tuck the chin to the chest, round the spine, looking at the knees, stretching the back. Do that again. Keep your abs very gently engaged. And then arch your back a little bit. Feel your sternum reach forward. You should feel the stretch all down the front side body. And then one more time, push into the mat, tuck the chin to the chest, round it out. Come back to neutral, flat back. We're going to tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, find a downward dog. We'll stretch out those calves. Even though we didn't do any like calf-specific exercises today, a lot of that balance work works the calves, the shins, the ankles, the feet, and all that. So we want to loosen them up a little bit, pedal out your feet. And then from here, we'll walk the hands to feet or feet to hands. We're going to cross the hands to the elbows and let the forehead drape down to rest on the forearms. So you're looking at like mid-shin. Keep the knees bent, belly on the thighs, and start to sway side to side. You can close your eyes, relax the back of your neck, and then come center. We're going to plant the left palm down, twist over to the right, and bend the left knee gently. So the left palm pushes into the earth, and the right arm reaches up through the ceiling. Feel the stretch on the right hamstring and get a big twist in your spine. And we'll switch. Plant the right palm down, lift the left arm up, bend the right leg, push and reach. Come back to center. We're going to bend the knees really deep, belly on the thighs, tuck the chin, and slowly restack that spine. Come all the way back up to standing. When you get to the top, rotate those shoulders back and down a few times. And you guys are all done. Thank you for joining me. Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. If you want to unmute, if you want to turn your cameras on, say what's up, you can feel free to do that. How you feeling, Jen?
That was awesome. I love that class. That was good.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Leg ones are so fun. They're like so hard, but you feel great when you're done.
Have a good weekend. Or I don't know what day it is. Whatever.
I know. Whatever. Yeah. Have a good whatever this is.
Right.
See you soon. Bonnie, how you feeling? Good. Yeah. You're like, I don't know. Whatever. Cool. Good to see you always. All right, guys. Cool. Well, have a great rest of your day. Thank you for joining me, Lindsay, Layla.
Thank you very much, Sam.
Hi, bye.
You're welcome. Good to see you guys. I'll see you again soon. All right. Take care.
You too. Bye.